How do I know I need a deload, and how do I do it?
How do you know? 2 weeks of backwards progress.
Yep.
And other
And like just signs that, maybe you don't want to go to the gym and
sleep, mood, drive, those things.
Yep.
Usually, as a coach, you'll feel it.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to say, but you can.
Yeah.
The tone of voice and all of that just all changes.
Yep.
How? There's lots of different ways. My preference is. So, to caveat this, most people never do because life does for them.
Agreed.
They'll get sick. They'll have a weekend away.
Something will
They'll
happen.
have whatever. A week where they don't train as much.
Change your program.
My preference usually is to keep intensity, remove volume. Because I train people that want to get strong.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll remove the main lift and keep the volume element because I just want a break.
Yeah.
We're going to give the body a break from those lifts, which I did with the girls this time around.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Yeah. Do you prescribe to the idea of like forward reacting the deload? Like, you just deload because it's like, it's week 6, like we deload.
Yeah, we've done it. But we used to do the testing week and all that kind of shit. I feel like it just takes 2 weeks for people to get into a program anyway. So I don't, not anymore. Okay. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't even bother like progressing rep and reserve in a program anymore. It's just like
just train up.
Do more than last week all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think there is
first
use
week
of it.
Yeah.
Wave programming in strength. So like, say for example, like rep and reserve would be like 3-2-1, 3-2-1 over a 6-week block. I think it's really effective.
Yep.
It seems to work good with novices as well because they get like given the token. It's like, fucking send it this week.
Yeah.
And they will because they only got to do it for a week.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think that intermediate can stay there.
Yeah, I think there's just too many weeks left on the table when you forward think that every 4 to 6 weeks you're going to need one.
Yeah.
Just like how many people feel like they need it, how many people actually need it.
Yeah.
And then, do the math. It's like, how many weeks are you fucking spending outside the gym or training at 50%? It's like, if you're doing that and it's like multiple, like, maybe a couple of months a year.
Yeah.
It's like, maybe you should change how you train.
Yeah. Because then you deload and then you get sick 2 weeks later. So that's another deload. Like,
don't you want to be in it as long as possible? That's my philosophy anyway. It's just like, if you're in it, and when I mean in it, it's like you're making progress, adequate stimulus to make gains and stuff. You want to stay in there. Yeah.
I feel like if you flew a little less closer to the sun.
Yeah, that's it. Just
and
go
trained
too hard.
more consistently, the net outcome would be similar, if not better.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you just have so much more momentum.
Yeah, and the psychological momentum is big too. Like this is the habit that I do all the time. Yeah.
Yeah, like training to a point where I don't get to train hard the next week doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean? It's like, I gotta, but then I guess for some people, maybe they would be like, I'll send it. So you got 2 camps, I guess, now I'm thinking about it, right? It's like the camp where it's like gradual over time.
Yeah.
And then you've got the camp that want to, just escalate as quick as possible in terms of intensity. You're not going to be able to sustain that escalation in intensity, right? So something has to give.
Yeah.
So then they're going to have to take down that intensity, and that's
at some point.
Yeah. So they do it more frequently.
But yeah, do you know what I think happens when people do that?
They get hurt.
They're 6 months in, 3 months out.
Yeah.
They're the ones that like I was like the rest pause crew. They were like, this is fucking RPE 10 because I took a 10-second rest pause. Like,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They're always coming back.
Yeah.
So good to be back in the gym.
Yeah.
I didn't know you were missing, but okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that seems to be, that happens more, not always, more with that mentality.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think that, there's also just more maintenance involved in that. You use the same analogies. Like if you're just fucking hammering your car all the time.
Yeah.
It's like you got to change all the shit
Yeah.
in the engine all the time because you're giving it a hard time.
Mm-hmm.
Where if you just drove it consistently but fast, fast but safe, you're not wearing it out as much. So then I just think like, how do you show up? And like I just can't show up like that all the time now.
Yeah.
I can show up for like the last 2 weeks of a block and I'm like, yep, cool, found my way. It's like, just fucking get it.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't show up like that all the time.
Yeah.
Because it's just like the next week I'm like, I don't feel like training.
Yeah.
You know? So maybe there's some, preferences.
Depending where you are in life too, there's a lot that influences that.
Well, there's no rule book on deloading. It's like a concept that we've come out with to manage fatigue, but there's no like, hard rules on this is what you do. I'm just we're just of the belief that find a system that keeps you in the gym as long as possible, because being in the gym as long as possible, doing the thing and making progress is going to get you better gains.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the thing more.
Yeah, and then if you have that because like, we've seen all the flaws with the other models though, because it's like, on the week 6 you deload. It's like, what if you get sick like 4 weeks? And it's like, do you repeat the program? Do you start again?
Like, or you deload week 6 and then start a new program. So then that's a deload, because you're figuring it all out, trying to find new loads and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, and then that's it. And then that's exactly right. It's like not even just mental capacity, but it's like physiological adaptations. It's like for a lot of people, like maybe like take out the most experienced people. But everybody else, like, there's so many like motor learning adaptations that are happening to do the exercise, perform it well, and then you've got like effort, cognition, which obviously just works in the same kind of umbrella. That's going to take more time, and you're probably flying, to the sun or just under it, maybe for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's like you need a little bit longer to make progress than 3 weeks, man.
Yeah,
that's in my opinion.
And even like as an advanced lifter, like I said, have thrown up, I think 160 to 170 for RDLs before. 3-4 weeks ago, it was like 90. And now it's already back to 130. That's an advanced trainee that's done a lot of that fucking exercise.
Yeah, so what if you like do it for another week and then you deload? It's like...
Yeah. It's like, that's probably still...
so much momentum.
Yeah, there's 150 in it. Put a belt on, there's probably more.
Yeah.
So it's like, what did you...
It's like, is it worth you doing it until it's like, I'm feeling fucked?
Yeah.
But I want to go to the gym. It's
if
like,
I deloaded at the end of last block, new block, let's put RDLs in.
Yeah.
4 weeks before I actually get... Like, I've woken up this morning, I was like, I wonder how I'll pull up. And I'm 100% fine. It's like, so there's more. There's way more in it.
Yeah. And it's
just 4 weeks of wasted already just trying to build up.
Yeah, so then you got 2 weeks left.
Well, I need a deload for.
Yeah, I agree.
Before, because that was the deload, was the build up in the skill acquisition to acquire load.
Yeah, that's it, man. Yeah. So I think there's like, if you change your program like often, and I think programs shouldn't really change less than 8 weeks. But like, I've got clients that do like 4 or 5 months on a program.
Mine's like 8.
Yeah, so I'll deload some of them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll be like, hey, just pull down, because it's just like, I don't feel like going to the gym. I'm tired. I'm this. I'm not progressing. Whatever.
Yeah.
So all the signs are saying, that we need to kind of pull back. But then if you don't have that, like, person on like a longer term program, then it's the change in the training stimulus, like change in the training program, which is going to just like, because no one's going to send it week 1. They don't know what they can actually do.
Yeah.
So
even if they do send it, they don't have often, they won't have the skill of what send it actually is.
Small amount of people, very well trained individuals will be able to just go week 1, like, yep, I know. Yeah.
Good
exactly.
Reps to failure, whatever.
The last 2-3 sets, so the last 1 to 2 sets, they're just going to find it, because like, you can find your groove pretty quickly.
Yeah.
More trained you are, but not always.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah. Exercise complexity makes a big difference too, and then I would argue the complex exercises are going to typically be the ones that are more fatiguing. So they're the ones that you actually need a deload from. Like, you don't need to deload from fucking bicep curls.
No.
RDL squats, bench, heavy pressing, like, cool.
The complicated shit that's actually fatiguing.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if you've changed any of those stimulus, you're going to have to build up the skill acquisition for that complex exercise, because most of us can walk in and know, well, I curl 17th.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter, you know what I mean? But it's like, RDLs, oh, fuck, last time I did like this weight, I'm not, I'll try it, see how comfortable I feel. I want to fuck my back for tomorrow, just, you know what I mean? So, I think your program changes are going to build that in.
Yeah, I agree.